Applicant or their representative wishing to speak must register and submit the registration slip to the zoning administrator at this time. Following the public hearing, the board will conduct its monthly business meeting, at which time we will vote on the applications. You may stay for the meeting and hear how the applications are decided, or you may leave following the hearing. The applicant and town board will be sent a copy of tonight's decision. Any other person wishing to receive a copy of a decision can sign the sheet at the table in the front of the room. Those wishing immediate knowledge of the outcome of these proceedings may call the county zoning office tomorrow morning. The procedure we will follow for hearing each application is, after the application is read, the applicant, their agent, or representative will have an opportunity to present their application, followed by questions or comments from the board. Then all correspondence will be read. Then others in favor will have a chance to speak. Anyone objecting will then have a chance to speak. I will then ask for a summary of the board's field observations and staff comments. Finally, the applicant will be allowed a chance for a brief rebuttal if they wish. Anyone wishing to speak should use the microphone, state their name, and direct their comments to the board. I ask that all testimony be kept brief, no more than 5 minutes, and to the point. If you are testifying as a nearby landowner, please tell us where your property is located relative to the subject property. Tonight's hearing will be recorded, and the recordings will become part of the record. Comments that are based on hearsay or second-hand information, as well as slanderous or prejudicial remarks, will be ruled out of the order. The board has looked at all the properties, and the record will reflect these observations. Any person affected by an administrative decision of this board has 30 days from the filing of a night's decision to make an appeal. Such appeals are heard by the Waushara County Circuit Court. Information is available from the Clerk of Court's office and qualified legal counsel. The county assumes no liability and makes no warranty as legality of any construction commenced prior to the expiration of this 30-day period. And now introduce the rest of the board. To my left are Larry Tim, Kevin Fitzgerald, Mark Schumacher, John Benz. My name is Roger Wagner. Terry Polkstead is seated to my right. First variance for consideration tonight, Saxville Springwater Fire Engine Company Incorporated, Saxville, Wisconsin, and made an application for a variance in accordance with section 58-235, paragraph 5 and paragraph C of the Waushara County Zoning Code to construct a 30 by 50 two-story addition, bathrooms, office meeting room and kitchen, a 44 by 51 story addition, truck parking, and remodel and raise the roof line to match the addition on the 38 by 47 existing fire station. Existing town hall to be raised, exceeding maintenance and repair of an existing non-conforming structure, non-conforming due to road setback in the OP Park and Recreational Zone within the shoreland area. Location, a parcel of land known as the south 46 feet of Lot 7, and all of lots 8, 9, and 10, Block 5, and lots 5 through 12 of Block 6, along with a portion of the vacated Oak Street of the original Saxville plat, Section 30, Town of Saxville, W4666 Portage Street, W4670 Portage Street, and N5473 Oak Street. Is the applicant present? Would you come forward, please, to the microphone and state your name for the record?
My name is Ed Shaber, and I'm the fire chief of the Saxville Fire Department.
Okay.
Spell your name, please.
S-C-H-A-B as in boy, E-R.
Ed, do you want to briefly summarize what you're planning on doing there?
What we're planning on doing is actually adding on to the firehouse due to the fact that the trucks we have been getting purchased and buying new have to be specially built due to restraints inside the building with existing beams that are lower than what the trucks are required to have. And we have to replace one of the floors, and then along with that we have no meeting room, and the existing bathrooms I'm sure are going to have to be upgraded, so we're doing the whole deal.
Okay. Just a few general questions for the record then. Has there been a recent survey there?
Yes.
How recent?
Last month by Mark
okay.
Orlovsky. Yeah.
All the stakes are
Yes.
visible then?
Yes.
Are you sure the road right-of-way and the existing and new construction will not infringe on the road right-of-way?
That's what I believe, sir.
Okay. You've obtained ownership now of the lands that were available upon vacating the town road, is that correct?
Correct.
What do you plan on doing with that town road? Are you gonna remove the blacktop, or?
Most likely that blacktop will be removed due to the new septic system will be dug through the road and then into the neighboring parcel land that we own. And then we're going to be, the addition will come right up to the edge of that blacktop road, so it'll be coming out.
Okay. Have you talked to the town board about the project
Yes,
and their response?
they were all for it.
Okay. How will you deal with stormwater runoff, especially being so close to the road and the steep slopes that exist there?
The way it's going to be pitched, it's going to go away from the road and into the property that we own now.
Okay. The old road right away then will be grassed?
Correct.
Okay, what kind of foundation will this be on?
It'll be cement slabs with poured walls.
And your finished height is going to be the same as the addition to the far right of it as you're standing in front?
Most of the building will, but where the second story will, that will be above it.
Okay. You're evidently not going to do any filling there, correct?
Correct. I'm hoping for no boulders.
You're going to remove a little, right?
Yes.
And total finished height will be about what?
Gerald?
Okay. Any other improvements planned at this time?
None.
All other setbacks will be met?
Correct.
Septic system, you mentioned you're going to have a new system in there?
So, yes, we'll have to have a new system.
Where's the old one now?
It's in
drain
front of the
field.
fire hall, and it's like a dry well type system. And we're actually, if you saw when you came through on where one of the tankers are kind of sinking into the ground. Yeah, the asphalt's kind of giving away, so we're going to get that all out.
Thank you.
Yep.
Have there been any issues with the existing building being so close to the road with trucks coming or going?
No, none.
Have you considered any signage about warning traffic in the area as far as firehouse or possibility emergency vehicles?
It was considered actually several years ago about putting a sign from where the post office is to the south towards the dam. And when I checked in the project, what it would take and whatnot, getting electricity to support that sign and all that, at the time it wasn't warranted. If it has to be, we'll definitely do it.
Have you considered any other options about building in another location, or?
There was, but at the time we were just pursuing what we have right now.
Okay. Have you contacted the commercial building inspector to have your plans reviewed by the state?
We actually have to get those rolling if everything goes through.
Okay. You're not that far in the process?
Not that far into the process.
You have an architect now, or?
Well, we're working with Jerry Hansen as the contractor who works with Torbergs.
And that, Torberg drew the plans?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any other committee questions?
I've on this paperwork here from 2016, March 17th. It said a proposed addition in 2 phases. Now, this is an old report, and it was on-site by the office, but proposed addition in 2 phases. Is that mute? It's just going to be 1 phase, or what are you going to do with it?
The way we're going to work it is to keep the fire department moving and available. We have to start as one whole phase, but then 1 unit will be completed so we can move trucks into that one to take and remove the old existing walls, inside walls, electrical beams and all that, so we can raise it up. And then that way, when that's being worked on, those trucks are still available for calls, and then that'll be in the open. And then we're just going to progress our way down the same way all the way through.
How long a period of time?
I was hoping less than a year. All depends.
From start of this project to the end?
That's what I was hoping for, yes.
Any other committee questions?
At the beginning of your testimony, you said that one of the reasons for the variance was that the new trucks are higher than, you have to have them specially made. Are you going to modify the existing doors too, or just on the new door on the addition?
No, the doors will be replaced so they all match, so it's not an eyesore.
So they'll all be high enough to accommodate the new trucks?
Correct.
Not just the two-story addition?
No.
I have another question. Getting back to this year-long project, with that steep slope there, how are we gonna make sure we don't have a washout onto the road with all mud, sand?
From the time we take the road out and then plant it in grass, I don't know if we do a silt screen or however they have silt fence, whatever they call it, and then if we do have a washout and it has to be cleaned up, myself has a tractor with a bucket and several other people do too to clean it
Yeah,
up.
I just worry about the house across the street, that if something lets loose there, you could have a problem, so.
And Vern across the street, he's on the fire department with us, so I'd work with him if, however we have to.
As part of the commercial building permit process, they will have to have erosion control.
But I'm assuming the modifications to the existing building is not going to be any land disturbing activity. It's only going to be the new addition.
There is one part, the original firehouse built in 1957, there's going to be a back wall that's block right now that's starting to deteriorate. We are going to take that out and pour a new wall. So behind the firehouse, that will be disturbed.
To the north.
Correct.
But the rest of it is basically modifications without land
Yes.
disturbance.
Correct, yes.
Terry, did you say something the other day about the overhang being changed too, coming out, or?
No, we were talking about whether the addition was going to be set back so it didn't come any closer to the road, and I believe it was going to be.
Okay, you can have a chair, I guess.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any correspondence?
No correspondence?
Register and speak for information only. Jerry Henson.
Yep, I was just asked by the Factory Fire Department to work with them and getting plans together and getting prices together and being of whatever help I can. So,
Okay,
anything else?
that's it. No one else registered. Staff comments?
For the record, the board has previously been furnished with a copy of the site plan and all the other pertinent data for this application. They also visited the property Monday morning and viewed the proposal and the location on site. I'd like to explain a little bit about variances. Variances ask for a relaxation of a dimensional standard in the code. The decision to grant a variance must be backed by substantive reasons, which include 1, that the code is unnecessarily burdensome and the landowner is not able to enact a permitted use without a relaxation of the dimensional standard. 2, there are unique limitations on the property that prevent the landowner from meeting the required dimensional standard. And 3, if the variance is granted, no harm will be done to the public interest or the zoning code. It is the applicant's responsibility to prevent the case and provide the burden of proof as to why the variance should be granted. Personal situation, financial hardship, convenience, nearby violations, all of those cannot be considered as valid reasons to grant a variance. When the board visited the property, they noted that the old town hall and existing fire station and the metal shed all appeared to be non-conforming from previous construction. The new construction is going to be less non-conforming than the old town hall is as far as the road setback goes. They also noted that with steep slopes and the current asphalt on the old road, it appears that runoff could be a problem and should be controlled. And they also noted that combining the lots will be necessary to comply with setbacks, and a survey would be strongly recommended to accomplish that. My only other comment, because I think everything's been covered, is there is a conditional use. This is an expansion beyond what would be allowed in the OP and AG zone without a conditional use for a public or semi-public building, and that's going to be considered by the Planning and Zoning Committee following your hearing. So everything should be addressed.
Okay, that closes the public hearing for the Board of Adjustments. We'll adjourn to the first room on the right for our business meeting then. Planning and Zoning will meet here for their public hearing.
They were thinking this time.
That's good. I hope they don't take too long.
Thank you, sir.
They know
Good
to be quick.
evening.
Hello.
Don't stop so quick like that.
That's not what I want to hear.
I guess.
You want me to take minutes?
Yes. If you want to do that.
Well, unless somebody else volunteers. What would you like to take minutes?
Put that somewhere. I'm done with that.
Okay. I can do that.
First one. That one first. Oh, you want me to read this stuff first? too?
Mm-hmm.
I will call this meeting of the Waushara County Planning and Zoning Committee to order. This meeting will be conducted in the same manner as the applications heard by the Board of Adjustments. Please remember to keep your comments brief, no more than 5 minutes, and relative to the matter at hand. Anyone other than the applicant or their representative wishing to speak at this hearing must have registered. Anyone who has not should do so immediately and submit the registration slip to the zoning administrator. The committee has looked at all the properties and the record will reflect these observations. Following the public hearing, the committee will conduct their monthly business meeting, at which time we will vote on the applications. You may stay and hear how the applications are decided, or you may leave following the public hearing. Any person affected by an administrative decision of this committee has 10 days from the filing of tonight's decision to file an appeal. Such appeals are heard by the Waushara County Board of Adjustment. Information and applications are available from the county zoning office. The county assumes no liability and makes no warranty as to the legality of any construction commenced prior to the expiration of this 10-day period. I will now introduce the committee. To my left is Donna Collada sitting in for Mark Kirschner, Mike Kapp, Russell Heisey. I'm Robert Wadle, acting secretary and pro tem chairman tonight, I guess, because Mark is gone. And to my right is Terry Pockstedt, the zoning administrator. Oh, I need that. Okay, here we go. First application we'll hear is for Dan Schloss. Is that right? Oshkosh, Wisconsin. The former G.R. Kirk Company landowner has made application for a conditional use in accordance with sections 58-236, paragraph 18, and 58-454, paragraph 31 of the Waushara County Zoning Code to store a 2001 Jayco 32-foot travel trailer in the AG3 General Agricultural 3-acre minimum zone. Location, a 15.32-acre parcel of land known as Lot 10 of Certified Survey Map number 4392, being part of the northwest quarter of Section 11, Town 18 North, Range 09 East, Town of Richford. Is the applicant here? Would you please come up to the microphone? And we'll have a few questions for you. State your name, please, for the record.
Dan Schloss.
Okay, I guess I can read the questions, probably. I can read them. Okay, has there been a recent survey on the property, Dan?
2000.
2000?
Yeah, that's when the Kirk Company.
No. Do you know where the lot lines are?
Yes.
The trailer that you're going to put out there is a different one than what we viewed before, correct?
Different than a year ago, yes.
It's not the one that's out there now, then?
It is the one that's out there now.
It is the one?
Yes.
So you moved the new one in after last year?
Just a month or a couple months ago, I guess.
Okay.
It's
Is that,
it's in the old location?
must be, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's because it's not,
It's in a permitted location. My
Okay.
son
okay,
was here a year ago this time.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the one, but that's not the one we looked at.
Right.
The
The
one-
one you looked at now is the one that will
We
be
didn't
moving
look
up
at
to
it
the other.
because we didn't
okay.
go in that driveway, so.
Okay. up to the
Anyway.
new location.
Didn't
the
realize there
pic-
was a new trailer there.
The pictures are
Yeah,
consistent with what it is?
correct.
Okay. Is the trailer licensed and roadworthy?
It is.
And I just answered that question. It's not the same trailer that you got permission to place before. What did you do with the other trailer? Trade it?
It's gone. It was sold.
Not there no more? Then?
Not there.
Okay. Will the new trailer be placed at least 100 feet from all lot lines?
Yes.
What type of sanitary facilities are planned for use other than those in the trailer?
Portable toilet.
Then you get it pumped from Washera Rental?
Packer land.
Packerland, okay. Are there any other buildings or structures being planned?
No.
Okay, are there other trailers in the area?
None that I know of.
Is a new driveway needed?
Yes.
Okay. Have you reviewed the driveway location with the town? You did?
Yes.
'Cause I'm the town chair and I was out there, so
Right.
yes. Will you be able to keep the vegetation down along the road to increase visibility at the driveway location as much as possible?
Yeah, no problem.
Is this property in the managed forest law?
Not yet.
Yeah, okay. Do you have a uniform property address number?
Not yet.
Okay. If an approval is granted, when would your trailer be placed on this parcel that we looked at? I showed them where the driveway was gonna be. We didn't walk in there, but it's gonna be
Okay.
far enough back that it won't be visible.
No, it won't be visible.
Yeah.
As it shows on the plat there, we're gonna kind of dogleg it, so
Right.
it won't be visible.
That's what Trent said.
Yeah.
Gonna kinda come in and then go down that one fire lane, I think you
Yeah.
said?
We like to be as unobtrusive as possible, so
Okay.
intention is to level that. It'll be a month or more before we get
Before you
the
get-
trees cut and get the driveway in and get the trailer moved.
Before hunting season though, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Just wanted to check.
Does the board have any other questions? Russ or Mike, Donna?
No, I don't.
Thank you.
All right, that's all we have at this time. Staff comments?
Yep, we don't have any correspondence and no one registered. Again, for the record, the committee has previously been furnished with a copy of the site plan and all the other data for this application that they're considering. This time, I'd like to explain a little bit about conditional use permits. All defined zones have uses that are permitted outright, such as building a home in the residential zone or having a barn and farm animals in the agricultural zone. In addition, there are uses that may be permitted provided certain conditions are met. And that is what we are looking at here, a use that may be permitted provided that certain parameters can be complied with, so the use remains in keeping with the surrounding uses and area. Some examples of these are a dog kennel, the unoccupied storage of a travel trailer on vacant property, even a gravel pit or a home-based business in our rural areas. In some counties, these permits are called special exception permits. It is the landowner's responsibility to provide the information that shows the committee this use is still in keeping with the zone and area it is used for, and that the conditions placed on it will ensure it will be a good neighbor to the surrounding landowners. When the committee visited the property, they noted that the unit is to be placed well off the public road and should not be visible from the road or neighboring properties. They also noted that the driveway is to be located at the top of the hill with better visibility than other locations on the property. And they also noted that the unit should get a new address number so that if there is an emergency, that help can find them. And that's pretty much it for my comments. I think it's pretty straightforward.
And they, Dan and his son Trent were at the town board meeting and described what they were gonna do, moving the trailer from where it was to a different location, so we had no problems. We'll have the last say-so when it comes to us, but as it sits now, we have no problems with the town board. I don't know if, did Julia send a, she didn't, okay.
No,
I
'cause
guess we didn't really.
I would have read it
Okay,
if she did.
I guess we didn't say to, we just said there was no concerns, and I'd be here and tell them, so,
I mean, there wasn't any problems with the other one at the other location, so,
except the driveway.
right.
That was our issue, you know, for somebody coming through the speedway there and T-boning you, so.
Does appear to be a dangerous road.
Oh, yeah, they go through there, you'll find out, they go through there like crazy. Have all the years I've lived in the area there, It's a roller coaster road, thrill road. May we go into the next, or reviewing this one before they come back, or no?
No, we probably shouldn't,
Gotta wait.
because I don't want to be in the middle of that and then
Okay.
hold
Okay.
them up either. so-
Bear with us, we gotta wait for the other
Unless,
applicant, yep.
No
Now, do we-
correspondence,
Do we have to ask them all the questions that we, a lot of them are repeat?
but you probably should.
Should? I figured you'd say that. You just never let us off easy, do you?
No, I don't.
Such a
'Cause
slave.
it's two separate
Such a
applications
slave
and they're,
driver.
and they're a little bit different.
It's because I don't feel good, that's why we're sitting here now.
Right.
I guess one thing I'd say about that is,
That's fine.
I
vote aye.
don't
I'll
think
see you
their
later.
signs need to be lighted. I think just a sign is gonna be
Well,
helpful.
they can get, if they're worried about the wire, and Cloma's got one that runs off solar. Sometimes it flashes the 25 speed limit, a cloudy day it don't, but, you know, people are aware of it, you know, when it does flash, so
I
something like that is.
just think a sign is important. I don't think
sign-
it has to light up when
Yeah.
they're leaving, because
A sign would
as-
be pretty nice.
as Kirschner said, they don't usually work.
Well, yeah, or somebody hits them, or
Mm-hmm.
it's disconnected or
Is this all
something.
I need, sir?
Did you speed them up, Kyle? Good deal.
Is this all I need?
So they were
That's
just
fine. That looks
chit-chatting?
Wonderful, you're hired.
Thank you.
Bring him along more.
Thank you.
You're hired. You guys are gonna get tired feet walking back and forth. Good therapy, eh? All right, the next, item up for discussion will be the Saxville Springwater Fire Engine Company Incorporated, Saxville, Wisconsin, has made an application for conditional use in accordance with section 58-364, paragraph 12 of the Washera County zoning code to conditionally establish a fire station as a public, semi-public building in the OP Park and Recreation Zone within the shoreland area. Location: a parcel of land known as the south 46 feet of Lot 7 and all of Lots 8, 9, and 10, Block 5, and Lots 5 through 12, Block 6, along with a portion of vacated Oak Street of the original Saxville plat, Section 30, Town 20 North, Range 12 East, Town of Saxville, W4666 Portage Street, and W4670 Portage Street, and N5473 Oak Street. And the applicant is obviously here. Would you come up to the microphone and go through the same procedure again? State your name for the record and.
Ed Shaber, and I'm the fire chief of the fire department.
All right, we've got some
Can you
questions.
spell
Some-
that for me?
Sure. SCHAB as in boy, ER.
Okay, thank you very much.
Some of these are repetition from what you did, but
Mhm.
the boss says we gotta ask them, so,
No, that's fine.
sorry, Terry.
Okay.
Could you describe your proposed addition in more detail? I think you pretty much did that, but if there's something else you'd like to add?
No, that's pretty much what we're gonna be doing.
Okay, and the use of building will be for fire engines, a meeting room, and,
Yeah, meeting room, kitchen, and then updated bathrooms.
okay, how many people are there at any one time, for example, for meetings or to perform business of the fire department?
At the most, I would probably say 30.
30. Okay. What sort of traffic is there, and what sort of parking do you have currently, and what is being proposed for the new building and that?
The traffic is pretty light. We're on that side road there off of W. And right now, we have just parking on the very end of the one building that's existing right now that leads up to W by the post office. And then after the new building would be erected, we own that flat part all the way down till Blood's property is there. So we'll have existing parking for probably another 30 cars.
So you don't anticipate a problem?
So,
No.
so is that to the north,
That would be to the west.
west,
Hmm.
where the septic's going?
Yeah, the septic's going to be farther back,
Okay,
towards the hill, and then we'll have the parking area there.
is it? Okay,
Okay, so that's where you're gonna park the people when they're coming for meetings or the guys go out on calls? That's it?
Correct, yes.
Okay, have there been any traffic issues when there is a fire and trucks leave the station in a hurry?
No,
No collisions or any?
no, no, no.
Okay, how about when they return and put the units back into the building?
Nope, nothing there either.
Are you planning on any warning signs or firehouse entrance signs or?
Yeah, we just found out tonight that they're going to be required. They don't have to be lit, but there has to be a notice that there is a fire department. You know.
And where would those be, on W and?
It'll have to be on W on both sides, and then I'm sure we're going to have to put one on Portage.
Back to the west?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you considered now it says warning signs, so you just discussed that. Are you aware of the state building codes and other state requirements, and will they be met?
Yes.
We assume that the elevation will be the same for the addition as for the existing building. Will there be a lot of filling and grading that will need to be done?
No.
I think you're gonna be taking out a
I
bunch.
think we'll be okay.
Won't need much fill, I don't think.
Yes.
What do you plan on doing with the excess fill that will be taken out?
The excess fill will go up by the old school in that area, be towards the west, up in that area up on top.
Okay. What sort of a sanitary facility are you planning? Or for how many?
I guess Gerald, whatever's up to code.
Can you come up and talk in the microphone?
We're working with Tyler Gulke on the septic system, and I believe he's planning a 3-bedroom system that size.
He's planning it to accommodate the people in the meeting, and if he sizes it like a 3-bedroom home, it's probably going to be a little bigger than what they need, but that's always better than not.
Yep.
But I think his big issue is going to be the floor drains. I remember talking to him about that, and that was
And we will probably have to have a holding tank for the trench drain and that type of thing too. And that, we'll find out more once we get the state approved plans.
Okay, that was the next question. Are there floor drains being planned, and if so, how will the wastes?
Trench drain into, a holding tank.
Are there any other additions or buildings planned other than what you've indicated on the site plan?
Nope.
Okay, and you did explain prior, but you will be doing work on the existing building to raise that up for the
Correct.
fire engines?
Yeah, we'll take off the whole roof system, and the whole front wall too will be gone, so we can raise the doors, the entry doors.
Has there been a recent survey?
Yes.
Okay, and then you know exactly where the lots are, lot
Yep.
lines are, so you
Yep.
know. The road to the west has been or will be vacated, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, will you be surveying all the parcels into one parcel now that you have gained ownership of the vacated road also?
Yes.
Put them all into one?
Right.
Okay.
That paperwork has been done, correct?
I'd have to check.
Okay.
Survey, it's been a certified survey map and recorded? Okay.
All right, if an approval is granted, when would you make the improvements proposed, or how soon would you start?
It won't start for about a year.
A year from
Yeah,
now?
we're probably gonna wait until after the chicken barbecue next year, correct? Yeah, we don't
So
want
you're
to
not
tour
gonna
up.
start anything this summer or fall yet?
Right, it'd be next summer.
Okay,
It might
early
take you a little while to get the permits lined up.
Well, yeah, plans and permits and everything's gonna take some time.
All right, that's all the questions we have at this time. There might be more later, but.
Right.
There is, you guys are here, so.
Thank you.
All right, applications, registrations, Ed Schabel.
And
Scha-
Shaber and Jerry
Shaber.
Hansen, the people that were here.
Have anything else extra to, they're just appear and speak for information only? You wanna put that in? Just. You got it? Okay, good enough. Staff comments.
Okay, again, for the record, the committee has looked at the site plan and all the other data that was submitted. We heard about conditional use permits. This one's a little bit different because it's a public or semi-public building, schools, fire stations, those kind of buildings. And they are conditional uses in just about every zone that we have. So this being zone OP, Park and Recreation, it still kind of fits in there because it is a conditional use. I'm really not sure why it's zoned Park and Recreation, whether there was a park there first and then the fire station came. I don't know, but it is an unusual zone when it's not a park or a campground or something like that, but it fits in there, so it works out good. When the committee visited the property, they noted that the fire hose has been located in this particular spot for a long time. They also noted that the fire department has purchased quite a bit more land over time to accommodate the proposed additions and their expansion. And that although there have not been any incidents involving ingress or egress of emergency vehicles here in the past, it probably would be a good idea to provide signage to let newcomers to the area know that this is an active fire station that has emergency traffic coming and going, sometimes at high rates of speed. I think everything else has been covered. That's it for my comments.
That'll conclude our public hearing. Never mind, I got one. I'll use Terry's. Okay, need a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
People in